What's the difference between the guy comes in, your black pimp comes in and runs security, and he has a toothpick in his hand? You know, he looks like he's wearing a suit similar to this, and he comes in and he has a toothpick in his mouth, and he's like, hey man, you know, I'm a pimp named Slickback, and you got to give me $30 of the $100 you just made because I was outside making sure nobody came in here and bothered you.
You piqued my
and the
curiosity.
prostitute gives him $30, and out he goes. What's the difference between that and her just having 30% automatically deducted from what she made to the digital pimp? What the fuck is the difference?
Wait, how would you define prostitution? Because no one's defined the term, and so like
I did define it. I would consider prostitution to be sexual favors, right? Or selling sexual services in exchange for profit or goods or money or services.
I mean,
so like, hey, if, you know, I'll have sex with you if you give me this part in a play, I consider that prostitution.
I can understand the argument because you're looking from currently and you're saying like with the technology available, this should be considered as that. I feel like a lot of the stigma and antiquity around the term is because of what it physically actually was.
What
right?
do you mean?
Mm-hmm. I mean, like people actually, you know, like the woman would become undesirable. She would be kind of downcast in society, and then she would get like meager amounts of money, and then be kind of physically, you know, like used by men.
Can you explain how that was worse society? Like how's that a worse society that there's a stigma?
Oh no,
around
there's not.
sex
But
work?
it's like
it seems like that's a better society.
We put a distinction between playing Call of Duty and shooting someone, right? And you could argue that like there's an amount of that where it's like, well, you know, I'm pulling triggered someone else's avatar.
Wait a second, I got to take issue with this.
Sure.
So, I understand what you're saying. Mm-hmm. You can have like you can have the digital deed of like I play Red Dead Redemption and. You know, I'll like lasso a chick and run her on the railroad tracks just to watch a train hit her because I think it's hilarious, right? There's a big distinction between that and real-time application. So I agree with you that nobody's actually getting hurt in Call of Duty. This is all fiction. This is all pixels on a screen, right? This type of thing. That's not the case here. This is not a digital display. This is a human display with the intent of creating a sexual environment so that men can basically be sexually gratified in exchange for resources. I don't know how you get around that exactly.
For me, the point was actually just that, like, definitely real war violence. Would you call, like, video game war violence? I would say not, right? It's a representation, but, like...
But it doesn't meet the criteria because there would have to be something in material reality which was happening for there to be violence. So, like, if I say cartoon violence, why do I have to caveat it with cartoon? Because we're talking about, because we're making the caveat because this is something not happening in objective reality.
Sure, but then I feel like you lose some granularity with the term when you just throw that in the same. I mean, I can understand doing that. I don't see it that way because I think you actually just lose context, right? Like when you go, oh, she's a prostitute. I think
it adds context. Like, doesn't it add the most amount of context? Like, because
you're being reductive, though.
I think that it's reductive the other way. I think that I think you're parsing instead, and that's where the reduction's going. I think that my term much more broadly captures what it is that people are talking about when they're discussing prostitution, and I don't understand why like a porn star, for instance, the only distinction is that you're viewing it through the lens of a monitor versus in person. You're doing the exact same thing, though. How's that not prostitution? I really don't understand that.